G'day guys, so I just want to give you a sort of a basic sort of demonstration on how to replace your brake cylinder, this component just here. Now I've just taken off the cap of the drum. Okay, it's always good practice to put everything neatly so you know how it's going back together. Now that was the top, so I like to put that so it faces away from me, so I know that when I put it back in position, I know where everything goes. Okay, you've also got the springs, the retainers, etc. Okay, which go there and there. Okay, first step in getting this off is around the back. As you can see, let me just 1 second. Let me just put it on. Okay, got a bit of light now. Okay, so we've got some rubber over the top of the back of it. Now underneath the rubber has some steel strips which sort of pack out the cylinder and stop it from moving. Okay, so I've also got to take off this section here, that bit there, which is just that. So let me start attacking that, and I'll show you when I'm ready. So you can see down here, the rubber's been pulled off slightly. Now, I'm trying to get in a position that you can actually see what I'm doing. Just here, there's 3 of these, so we need to remove those. Okay, so we'll start off with the top one first. Now the way that I always find is the easiest way to do it is just with a flathead screwdriver. Bit of time and you'll get it off, no dramas. Okay, so that's the first part down. So just take that one off. Now there should be another 2 in there. So we'll just work out which way the orientation is. Now usually, okay, so see how that little lip there, we'll disconnect that. Okay, and then that's it. So then just pull out the last one, and then now, apart from the rubber, the caliper comes out. So now's a good time, while you've got your screwdrivers out, etc, etc, is to give your drum a bit of a clean. All that brake dust that's been sitting in there for a long time. Now you can do this with a wire wheel if you wanted to. I'll just do it with a screwdriver, and that's always been good enough for me. You just get off any high spots, just give it a tidy up. Don't use WD-40, don't use degreaser. You don't want to have any of those sort of lubricating chemicals within the brake drum itself. Okay, so I'll give that a tidy up and I'll get back to you in a minute. Okay, so for what I want to do, that's pretty much perfect. I've just used a dirty rag because it's going to get a lot dirtier, and yeah, that's all ready now for my cylinder to go on. Now the brake cylinder I've got is this bad boy here. Okay, I think it was about 30 bucks for 2, so pretty cheap. that's what comes in the kit. Okay, so you got your wheel cylinder, your brake cylinder, you got your rubber, and you got the shims. Okay, so now remember, when we pulled it out, that was stuck in there as well. So while you're putting it in, you want to get that rubber involved on the back side of it as soon as you can, because once it's installed, it's very difficult to, and then you have to pull everything apart. Okay, so I'm going to push that in. Like I said, this part here needs to go in first, install the rubber, and then you push your brake cylinder in. Okay, so now I'm ready to put the shims in. Now there's an important way to put the shims in. Okay, so pretend that this is sitting at the back. Alright, so that bit there is facing towards the lever that your handbrake holds onto. Then you have a flat one, which then goes onto the opposite side there, and it will lock into that groove, so it can't come undone. And then this top one comes in and sits up against the brake cylinder itself. Okay, so once you've installed those, then you're right to put the rubber back in. Okay, with your 3 shims installed, you're now right to chuck your rubber in. Okay, you just want to make sure that that's all bedded properly. So start from one side. Okay, then pull it out to bed the other side. Now you also want to make sure that it's not crimped and it's sitting nicely. Okay, so that looks pretty good. Okay, everything's working nice and tightly. Fantastic. Now you're ready to reconnect your hose on. Okay. Okay, so that's all done down the back now. The brake line installed, boots on, it's running up, everything's nice and tight. Brake line's been reinstalled as well, so it gets a little bit fiddly to put on, but it's fairly easy. Okay, so now what you're going to do is straighten that up. Okay, so that's straight on. Now putting that on is the same way that you took it off. I like keeping all the springs reconnected. First up, I do the bottom section, so I put the spring through there, let that run up. Okay, and then I flip it over the top and do the top section. Okay, the difficult thing about putting these on is that bit there, but I'll show you a little trick that I do which makes it a bit easier. So I use 2 methods. One of them, obviously when you push that in, yeah, sorry, I'll just put the handbrake back in. Okay, so I use 2 methods for securing these, so it makes it easier. One being, I get a screwdriver, just tuck it inside of here. They've got rubber grips on them, so they're pretty good. That stops this from sliding forward. Now on the back section, there's barely enough room to get your finger in, but I use the back of a shifter or a spanner and just kind of jam it in to stop that getting pushed back, because it's really difficult to push the spring over the top of it when it just wants to slide back. It just makes it really easy. It's a bit of dicking around, but give it a bit of time and you're good to go. So guys, that's done. So that's pretty much ready now for me to bleed the brakes. Mind you, I have to check the front ones, the front discs. Hopefully there's nothing wrong with them. And yeah, so we're ready to go. Hope you guys have learned something. If there's any videos that you want to see from this Datsun rebuild, please let me know. I'll try and help you out where I can. Thanks guys. Peace.